Yeah. Came a long way from that 4-door Camry. Same ones riding, we ain't blood, but we family. Pour something out for my homies who couldn't make it. I'm wishing they was here to see how far we finna take it. I'm talking, taking shots from my Grammy at the award show. Good intentions, the most high, been pretty cordial when it comes to dishing out the blessings nowadays. Red and Meth concert scope, we backstage. See, we from the slums, but we made it out. We used to
I know, over the course of the time that your career as a creative, you got to have things that constantly inspire you to keep moving forward. What's some of your staple inspirational people or things that just contributes to the way you push forward?
Like personal life or like celebrity?
Anything. I feel like anything that contributes, and maybe a little bit of both.
My grandma, we just be having the realest conversations. My grandma, I hate to keep saying J. Cole, but like,
Cole
I really, that was a huge inspiration for me. Like literally to this day, every time I go through North Carolina, I stop at Forest Hills Drive, the house. And I'm on the first time, so Forest Hills Drive had just dropped, like probably not even, it wasn't out for a month. We was actually, I think me and my partner, Drake, my dog, we was going, Testimony, was going to Miami, if I'm correct. And that was the first time we went to Forest Hills Drive. And I remember we sat out there for like an hour, just staring at this house. Like, yo, and that was like, to me it was so inspiring because it was like, someone came from regular world where we live in, like living right here in this, now I ain't gonna say regular neighborhood, it's a pretty decent neighborhood, but like we got neighborhoods out here like that. Everybody has neighborhoods like that, and it was like, man, somebody came from this house right here and started and doing exactly what you want to do, or you know what I'm saying, just made it to a level that you would like to be at or that you aspire to reach. So to me, that was just like, every time I pass, like I just went in February or March, stopped there too. And that's like a thing now. When we go through North Carolina, we stop at Forest Hills Drive.
Right.
I probably signed that fence mailbox and everything like 18 times.
There's a lot of signatures out there?
It's a billion of them. People are engraving, like the fence now is like people carve their names in.
Yeah. So
like the people who couldn't, I don't think nobody lived in there when I just recently went there, but he was renting it out to people. I don't think nobody lived in there.
Yeah, I believe he was renting. I know he had bought it back, but I believe he was renting it.
Yeah, he had been bought it. Yeah, but I think they had like a program for like single parent moms or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but probably people was climbing on the roof because I know that he was mad about that chick one time. And in my head, I was like, "Whoa, glad I ain't climb on the roof." And that was something I ain't when it first came out. I was like, "I want to take the album cover," but I ain't never do that because I'm like, one, I'm not climbing on that. I done broke my neck. But like, I only been inside the gate one time. I sat on the porch, but it was the time nobody lived there.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's just dope though to me. I wish it was more like that out here too. Like, I would love to know with the house that Pharrell grew up in. I would love to see that. And you know what I'm saying? People need things like that to show them that like you can come from nothing and make it to be whatever. Like everybody that's a celebrity or famous that you look up to, whether it's like they're famous or whether somebody you look up to in your personal life, they a teacher or something, they came from somewhere. Like, and the story is probably super similar to yours, and they made it to wherever they at.
Right.
And that's how I rock. I see you with a man. This is one dude. It's actually in the beach. It's this really, really, really nice neighborhood. If you go like Diamond Springs towards Bayside.
Okay.
And you go left through, it's like a bunch of townhomes, I think condominium looking things. You go all the way to the back, it open up, you go around this lake, it's like $1 million homes. Man, I used to sit out there and drive around and I found this one house I liked in particular and I said I was going to buy it. And this dude lives in it. I don't know if he's still living in it to this day, I ain't been there like a little bit. I would sit outside, like, I know I probably look crazy. I sit outside, park on the street, and I was just like, or either I would drive past like super slow and look at this house. And then one time this dude comes out to get the mail, and I'm out there, and I was like, boom, it's the perfect opportunity. What does he do? Like, what did he do to get here? And man, he played me. Like,
yeah, I thought you about man.
He played me, man. Fucking fool. Like, I went over there and asked him, I was like, yo. He was like, can I help you? And I was like, I really like your house. I don't mean to sound like burglar or anything. You know what I'm saying? Like how did you acquire this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what road did you take? Like, what's your occupation? And he was like, well, what do you do? And I was like, I'm an artist. And he was like, good luck. Walks away. In my head, I was like, bitch. Now for that, I'm buying this house again. It's like,
got to.
yeah, so one day, you know what I'm saying, when the funds become available, I'm going to give him an offer to leave everything in that bitch. How much is it going to cost you to walk out right now?
Right.
You got 30 minutes to take whatever you can. 30 minutes.
Word.
If not, you got to leave. What amount is that? Oh, because he shitted on me. And I was like, he didn't have to do that. Yeah. But it actually, it helped drive me too, because I'm like,
yeah.
There's
You
people
need
like
that
you in
kind
the
of
world.
drive in your creativity. I feel like a lot of the energy that you get is not only just being like inspirational energy, but the energy that you get from the people that's completely the opposite, you know, trying to do the opposite of, do the opposite of inspire you. You know, you had this it's kind of like this outro called on the album called Prayers, and you kind of, you know, you try to speak some things into existence, and you kind of like hope for the best for somebody, you know. So what was it about it that, you know, that you wanted to put something so deep but, you know, inspirational in it? If that, I don't know if I even
the concept of it comes from DMX. I'm a huge fan of DMX. That is one of the most transparent. When I was learning exactly how transparent to be, you listen to people like Jay-Z, DMX, the J. Cole's. They're very transparent with their thoughts through music, especially DMX. But a thing I really loved about DMX albums, every single album had a prayer, almost. It's like 5 prayers in total. Could be more, I'm probably wrong. But, and it was very honest. As in, like, you know, I don't know how much people pray. I probably don't pray as much as I need to pray, or I should pray. But I wanted to pray for people. Like, that prayer is, so the concept of Lewis, the album, Lewis is my middle name. And the concept is, how can I create something that motivates, speaks, and inspires someone like me? It could have been easy to just self-title it with my name, but I was like, no, I actually don't want people. Well, they gonna know now, but you know, but like if they Lewis takes it away, like you're not looking at Marv. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, who is Lewis? Yeah. And Lewis could be you. Lewis could be another average Joe, you know, or so and so. Lewis could be this. Lewis could be that. It really could make it anybody. So how I wanted to wrap it up was that I wanted to like pray for people, because I feel like enough people don't pray, and a lot of the reason we here because we have older people in our family who do pray. You know what I'm saying? We probably all came near death a few times, and who knows what prayer or what could have helped or saved us. You know what I'm saying? But like, and that was just something I wanted to speak to people that was like me and say something that I wish was said to me. You know what I'm saying? Because like you go through all these things like at one part of it I say I pray you can obtain like everything you can imagine, but when those things happen, I pray you remain present when those things happen. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Because like you get so caught up in the moment, you don't enjoy it. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like you could literally have everything you dream of and not enjoy it because you're not present. You're so focused on what's next, and people don't spend enough time in the present.
You know what? When I was listening to the kind of like the interlude that you had with Uncle Joe, and he talked about Uncle Joe and the millionaire. And how the millionaire had everything he wanted. Nobody came to his funeral. But Uncle Joe, who had, you know, a regular job, who went out and touched people and touched lives, everybody was there. I feel like that's kind of like a similar concept there. Probably one of the things that, you know, that you put in there as a personal life lesson statement. So, you know, I feel like those things that you put in there, I think I told you this before too. I feel like every artist has their they Section 80 or they Good Kid, Mad City, where they put the most personal stories within it, and that's what catapults them. And you know, I really feel like this album itself is along those lines for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, you know, the last thing I probably ask, you know, before we wrap up today, moving forward, what do you hope this album does for people?
I hope it alters their mind state to help get them on a path that they wish to be on, if that makes sense. Like with songs like Forever, interlude like Uncle Joe, Prayers, you know what I'm saying? Even Ugly, it's like literally embrace who you are, every flaw that you have, because at the end of the day, when you die, nobody's in that casket with you. Right. I don't care if 1,500 people die at the same time and they bury you all in a pit. You're not going together. You take your path on your own. You know what I'm saying? So like, people, I feel that I want people to work on themselves as a human, as a person. Like, even with the Uncle Joe interlude, it's like, we all start off chasing $1 million and everything that the world has to offer. And some people real life become, their race get very lonely as they chase. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, it really don't have to be that way. Some people have heaven within peace. You know what I'm saying? Some people have peace within things. I would love the best of both worlds, because I just want to, my family really ain't had too much coming up, and I really want to be able to leave something so that we don't have to start off where I started off at, where my parents started off at. So if my children, my nephew, or I don't have children at the moment, but you know, in the future, we'll be able to start off from maybe a step or two, you know, then I'll feel like I did my job in being able to pass something to help them out. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not a thing in a lot of our communities. It's like, let's get rich while we're here right now. But it's like, what about your kids?
Right.
What about, you know, nobody thinking ahead. It's like, yo, like, if you can create it now, someone sacrifices it and creates the wealth now, then you don't have to worry about them in that aspect later.
Yeah.
Because at least you'll know they won't have to deal with the struggles of being hungry, lights getting cut off, being homeless, all this type of things. Because everybody say like more money, more problems, and more money, this and that. Regardless of what you believe, money brings peace.
It does.
It brings problems, but it brings a sense of peace and security. You're not stressed out when the rent comes, when you know you got more than enough to pay the rent. You know what I'm saying? You're not stressed out when you get hungry, when you know that you have more than enough money to get food.
Right.
So it's about, and the problem comes when the love for money, when money becomes more than a tool, that's when the problem comes into play, in my opinion. If you use money as a tool to acquire the things you need to help people, and you know what I'm saying, do like what you should be doing, you know what I'm saying, then money will not create more problems, and it won't stress you out to the degree as if you have greed. Because if I have nothing and I chase $1 million, when I get $1 million, I'm gonna be around other people with more money. Now I want more money, and then that cycle just keeps happening, and eventually you'll die and never be happy because you was always just focused on, you wasn't present, grateful, or thankful about what you was already given. You know, so if I could, any message I could send back is just like, yo, take time to be present in the moment. Life goes really fast when you're not present. When you're present, memories, time, and everything, we can control time. We created it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how much people in depth understand that, but we created time, so therefore we can control it.
Right.
And take value in time. If someone spends time with you, you spend time with somebody, that is the highest compliment that somebody could ever give.
Right.
You know? But just be present and thankful for breath, because somebody can't breathe. Thankful for sight, because somebody can't see. Touch, feel, every single thing, the little things.
Right.
And when you're grateful and thankful for the little things, you'll appreciate the bigger things and the blessings and everything else that comes from it when you get there, and it won't stress you out.
Yeah, you just speaking about that, you know, me being a listener, you know, honestly at this point a fan of your music, it kind of brought back memories for myself, because there's really inspirational pieces in it that talks about, you know, I remember you had a bar in there. You talking about you came a long way from the 4-door Camry. You came, and just being a listener and like I was saying earlier, music, it makes you think, it makes you feel, it makes you, sad, happy, and listening to the times, that you had through your album, it brings me back to a time where I remember I was younger, and I used to live up in Jersey, and for years and years and years, I like me, my sis, it was just me and my sis at the time. It was my two parents, and we didn't have a lot at the time, not much at all. It's like a lot of the times I was either, we ain't always have our own place, so I was staying at my cousin rock house, my cousin's rock in Asia, staying at my grandmother's crib, or even my mom's friend Dia. I remember the first time we got our first apartment, it was in Newark. It was a 3-story building. It was fiends shitting on the side of the building, like crack, like the shit was rough. But we lived on the 3rd floor, and I remember I got like the first time I had my own room in my own bed. Like at first I didn't even have a bed. I had the box frame. I just had the frame. I had the frame and a headboard, but I had a blanket and I slept on the floor in the frame. On the floor.
Yeah, that's love.
But I was happy.
Yeah.
I was happy because, I had something that I ain't never had before. And, it's those things that you remember. Yeah. You was genuine about those times, so you just gotta appreciate life, man. And I as a listener, man, and anybody else who's listening to this album, Lewis, go stream it now, man. It's on every single platform. It's a masterpiece.
Thank you.
Big love to artists who show all their colors and sets out to do the real job when it comes to artistry. So, Marv, we definitely appreciate you, man. And,
thank you.
We want to see what you do next and how far you can go, man. And hopefully that we can be along in the process.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Genuine people will always, there's always room on the bus for real people.
Right.
We kick all them fake and phony motherfuckers off. It's crazy though, but you find they fake and phony at different times.
Right.
You're like, damn, you was on this bus a good little while.
Man,
you watched
your stop.
You
right
watched
here.
a lot of people go, but your stop down the street.
Right.
But yeah, definitely, man. There's always room on the bus for real people.
Definitely.
But, I want to take the time to actually really, really thank like Calvin Mirage. I really want to thank DJ Leak. I really want to thank Malik Jordan, aka Big Leak. That's your older brother, and he just really, 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 really like a little brother, but more so like, man, we be having real conversations. So I really appreciate the person that he grew to be. I really appreciate Testimony. Testimony kind of executive produced this project and brought it together and really helped with a lot of the behind the scene things that we put together and finalizing it. So thankful for everybody, little sister Dayana, family. When I say family, I really just mean like my siblings, grandma.
That's definitely big love, man. Yeah, definitely gotta shout out the fam, man. Well, we thank you, man, for coming through. We thank everybody, all the viewers. We definitely keep it locked, and we'll definitely see y'all next time.
Yep.
It's your boy Mid, and it's your boy Marv. We out.
Lewis.
You dig? So shit is clean.
Yeah, we just gonna do it like this. We live?
Yeah.
Alright. I pray that when your days get dark, you find light. I pray while you in your pursuit, you pray twice. I pray that your highs always outweigh your lows. I pray that you forgive more and learn to let go. I pray that you don't hold grudges. I know it's hard. I pray that you seek understanding and find God. I pray that material things not in your heart. I pray that you lack greed and learn to think smart. I pray you keep a few real ones close to your side for times you get tired and happen to close eyes. I pray you never lust for money, it's just a tool. I pray when niggas push your buttons, you play it cool. I pray that you become everything you could imagine. I pray you remain present when those things happen. I pray that you smile and laugh more than you cry. I pray that you don't believe your limit is the sky. I pray that you understand you was made in his image And dreams are not dreams, more trailers and glimpses. I pray you're not the strong friend that everybody comes to. And if so, you have somewhere to pour when your cup full. I pray you learn to meditate. I pray you learn to pray. I pray somewhere someone's praying for me. Lewis.
What happens when the internet dies? Clubs ain't live.